In this video, we're going to talk about right triangle trig. So make sure that, unlike last unit, we want to make sure that our mode on our calculator is in degrees for all of these types of problems in this unit. So first we have a triangle PQR, where the right angle is R. So let's draw that triangle. My right angle is R, and then it doesn't really matter where I put P or Q, so I'm just going to put P and Q. They say angle Q is 75 degrees, and Q, little q, which is the side across from big Q, so little q is 20 centimeters. Now they want us to solve the triangle. So what that means is they want us to find all the missing sides. So first, I already know two of the angles in my triangle, and I know that all the angles in my triangle add up to 180 degrees. So I can right away find out that angle P would be 15 degrees, because if I added 90 plus 75 and subtracted it from 180, I'll get 15 degrees. Now I want to find side P and side R. To do this, I'm going to use SOHCAHTOA. So if I think about, I have this angle 75, and I have the side across from or opposite that angle. So if I want to find, let's say, angle R, or sorry, side R, I'm going to use sine. So sine of 75 degrees would equal my opposite side over my hypotenuse. Now to solve for R, I would have to multiply both sides by R, but then I would end up dividing by the sine of 75 to get the R alone. So my calculator-ready answer would look like R equals 20 divided by the sine of 75 degrees. So when I type that in my calculator, I will get that R is 20.706 centimeters. Now I want to solve for P. And again, I could use angle P because now I know that angle P is 15 degrees, but I'm going to still use angle Q, because if I want to find side P using side Q and angle Q, I can do tangent of 75 degrees equals 20 over P, because that would be opposite over adjacent. Now again, to get my calculator-ready answer, I would have to multiply both sides by P, and then since I have P times tangent, I would end up dividing by that tangent of 75 degrees. So my P in my calculator-ready answer would end up being 20 over the tangent of 75 degrees. So when I type that in my calculator, I will get that P is 5.359 centimeters. And so now I know all three sides and all three angles, so now I've solved this triangle. In question 2, it says Sebastian is flying a kite. His hand is 3 feet above the ground, holding the end of a 300-foot long kite string, forming an angle of elevation 57 degrees with the horizontal. How high is the kite above the ground? All right, so here let's have Sebastian, and his hands are 3 feet above the ground. Here's the horizontal with his hand. There's the kite going up, and we know that the kite string is 300 feet, and the angle of elevation was 57 degrees. And they want us to find how high it is off the ground. So this is again going to be a sine problem. So I'm going to do the sine of 57 degrees equals x over 300. Now to solve this, I would multiply both sides by 300. And so my calculator-ready answer would be 300 times the sine of 57 degrees. So when I type that in my calculator, I'm going to get 251.601 feet. But now remember, that is just this distance. I need to add the 3 feet as well, because it wants to know how the total height is off the ground. So if I add 3 to that, I would get 254.601 feet. All right, in number 3, they say triangle ABC, and they give us side A and side B. So let's draw a right triangle with the right angle at C. Side A is across from angle A, so little a would be here, little b would be here. So the first thing I can do is I can solve for side C because it's a right triangle, so I can use Pythagorean theorem. So I get C squared is 52. So that means C would equal the square root of 52. Now 52 will break down into 4 times 13. So this will actually break down into 2 square root 13. Or the decimal approximation will be 7.211. We'll be using a lot of decimals in this unit, rounding to 3 decimal places, so we can just get in the habit of writing those decimals. So that's the length of C. Now, to find either of my angles, I'm going to have to use SOHCAHTOA. So let's say if I want to find angle B using sides B and A. So if I was doing that, I would say, well, the tangent of B would equal 6 over 4. So, but I want to know what B is, so I know that B would equal the tangent inverse of 6 over 4. So when I type that in my calculator, I would get that angle B is about 56.310 degrees. Now that I know angle B and I know that this is a right triangle, I know that angles A and B would add to 90, or angles A, B, and C would add to 180. So I can just do 90 minus angle B, and that'll give me angle A. And so then angle A would be 33.690 degrees. All right, in number 4, given triangle ABC with a right angle at B. Let's put A here and C here. They tell me the secant of A is 2 and that B is 8. So little b is 8. So that's my hypotenuse actually in this case. And so if they're telling me that the secant of A is 2, that means the cosine of A would be 1/2. So the cosine of A, so if this is angle A, the cosine would be my adjacent over my hypotenuse. Well, if my hypotenuse is 8, that means my adjacent would have to be 4 for the cosine to be 1/2. So I know that this side is 4. So I know that this would be side little c. Little c is 4. Then I can use this to find the third side. So I can do, I'll call this little a. Little a squared plus 4 squared would equal 8 squared. And then we would solve. So a squared would equal 48. And so a would equal the square root of 48, which would actually simplify. 48 is 16 times 3, so it would be 4 square root 3, or the decimal approximation would be 6.928. So that's for little a. The last thing I need to do is find the angles. So there's a couple ways to think about it. If the cosine of angle A is 1/2, if I think about my unit circle, that means A would have to be 60 degrees. And if A is 60 degrees, then I know that angle C must be 30 degrees. And so those would be my 2 angles. We could have also done the cosine inverse of 1/2 equals A, and that would have also gotten us 60 degrees. In number 5, it says a buoy in the ocean is observed from the top of a 40-meter radio tower. The angle of depression from the top of the tower. So when we draw our angle of depression, we always need to draw it with the horizontal. So my angle of depression is 6.5 degrees. How far is the buoy from the base of the radar tower? So now if you guys remember from geometry, these are alternate interior angles. And so that means I know that this angle is also 6.5 degrees. So using that information, I have my opposite and my adjacent. So I'm going to use tangent of the 6.5 degrees. It's going to equal 40 over x. So again, if I think about, I'd have to multiply by x and then divide by the tangent of 6.5 to get my calculator ready answer. My x is going to be 40 divided by the tangent of 6.5 degrees. So when I type that in my calculator, I would get 351.075 meters. All right, let's do a couple more word problems. So an American flag flies from a pole on top of the terminal tower in Cleveland. So we'll do this. We know it's going to be a right triangle because we're doing right triangles right now. And here's my little flag. At a point 203 feet from the base of the tower, so this is 203 feet, the angle of elevation to the bottom of the flagpole is 74 degrees. The angle of elevation to the top of the flagpole is 75 degrees. So this guy is 75 degrees. How long is the pole? So I'm going to set up two problems here. I'm going to find this distance, and then I'm going to find this distance. And I'm going to subtract the two to find the height of my pole. So to do x, that goes with the angle that's 74 because this length goes with this angle, and then this length goes with this angle, the bigger angle. So I'm going to do the tangent of 74 degrees would equal x over 203. Now to solve this, I would multiply by 203. And type that in my calculator. My x would be 707.945 feet. Now I'm going to do the same thing but with the 75. So the tangent of 75 degrees equals y over 203. So I can find that whole height. Again, I would multiply by 203 on both sides to get the y alone. And so my y is going to be 757.606. So now to find the height of the flagpole, I would do y minus x, and that's going to give me 49.661 feet. A person is standing on the end of a bank of a canal and observes a light post on the other side. The banks on each side of the canal are the same height. The person's eye level is 152 centimeters off the ground, and the angle of depression from eye level is 7 degrees, and the angle, how wide is the canal? Okay, so one thing I know is if I look at where his height is, I know that this little section of the flagpole here is also 152 degrees because I see the banks are the same height. So this little section is 152, oh, not feet, sorry guys, centimeters. But I don't know this height of the light post, so we'll call that y. I'm going to call the straight across distance here, call that x, and so I'm going to find that first in order for me to find y. So to find x, I'm going to use this triangle, this depression triangle here, and this 7 degrees. So I'm going to use opposite, because opposite of 7 is the 152 and adjacent is x. So I'm going to be using tangent of 7 degrees equals opposite over adjacent. To solve this, I'd multiply by x, and then I'd have to divide by the tangent of 7 degrees. And so x is going to be 152 divided by the tangent of 7 degrees. So when I type that in my calculator, I'm going to get 1237.941 centimeters. All right, so that's x. Now I'm going to use x to find y. So now I'm going to transition to solving this triangle with the 12 degrees. So I'm going to do the tangent of 12 degrees. Well, that would equal y over x. But now I know that x is 1237.941. So to solve this, I would multiply both sides by this 1237.941. So my y is going to equal 263.132. So, all right, so let's go back to what they're asking. They want to know how wide is the canal. All right, well, I'll answer that question here. This is my width. And they want to know how high the lamp post is. Well, this is the y, so if I add 152 to that, I'll get that my lamp post is 415.132 centimeters. All right, in question 8, it says the grade of a road, 7%, means that for every horizontal distance of 100 feet, the vertical rise of the road is 7 feet. And they want us to find that angle of elevation. So again, this is a tangent problem because I have opposite over adjacent. So I'm going to do the tangent of, let's call it theta. You can really use any variable. Is going to equal 7 over 100. So that means the tangent inverse of 7 over 100 is going to equal theta. So I'm going to type that in my calculator, and I'll get that my angle of elevation is 4.004 degrees. All right, our last question says, 2 boats lie on a straight line with the base of a lighthouse. From the top of the lighthouse is 21 meters above the water. It is observed that the angle of depression to the nearest boat is 57 degrees, and the angle of depression to the farther boat is 27 degrees. How far apart are the boats? So I'm going to redraw this picture a little bit because I feel like it's a little hard to tell. So this is 21 meters. The other thing is I can use alternate interior angles to help me. So if this is 52 degrees, that means that this is 52 degrees. Or sorry, 53 degrees. And then if this is 27 degrees, that means this is 27 degrees. So I'm actually going to redraw my picture with my triangle like this. So I'm going to have the one line going in, and then I'm going to have a second line going up. And so this is boat 1, call it, and boat 2. And we said that this is 53 degrees, and this is 27 degrees. And so they want to know how far apart the boats are. So I want to know this distance, x. But in order to find that, I'm going to have to find z, and I'm going to have to find y, and I'm going to have to subtract them. So let's find the whole distance y first. So that's going to be, I'm going to use this angle 27, and then my opposite side is 21, and then my adjacent is y. So we're going to have the tangent of 27 degrees is equal to my opposite over my adjacent. Again, to solve this, I'd multiply by y and then divide by the tangent. So my y is going to equal 41.215 meters. Then to solve for z, I'm going to do the same thing, but now I'm going to use this angle 53. So 53 and then 21 over z. So we're going to do the tangent of 53 equals 21 over z. Again, I'd multiply by z and then divide by the tangent to solve for z. And so when I do that in my calculator, I'm going to get that the z is 15.825 meters. So to get x would equal y minus z, and so that means my x is going to equal 25.390 meters.